Who's on Mount Rushmore? Well, we know that George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln are chiseled in stone atop of Mount Rushmore. Why are they there? Well, George Washington was the first president of the United States. Thomas Jefferson was the primary author of the Declaration of Independence, a document they say that inspired democracies all around the world. Theodore Roosevelt is there because he was instrumental in negotiating the construction of the Panama Canal, linking the East to the West. And he was also known for his work of ending large corporation monopolies. And Abraham Lincoln, of course, he was there because he was president during the Civil War, and it was his duty to preserve the Union. Now, although we can recognize the kind of skill it must have taken to do that kind of work, Black Americans are well within their right to view Mount Rushmore through a different lens. Let's take a look at the other side of the men that America chooses to immortalize. We'll start with George Washington. George Washington owned over 300 enslaved people. He also had a child with an enslaved woman named Venus. The child was named West Ford, and West Ford worked at Mount Vernon most of his life. However, West Ford in 1983 did found the oldest freedmen's village in the United States. Next, there's Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson owned over 600 enslaved. While married to his wife Martha, Jefferson also slept with his enslaved. He impregnated Sally Hemings when she was only 14 years old. Sally Hemings' mother was Elizabeth Hemings, who was also enslaved. Her father was John Wells, who was Thomas Jefferson's father-in-law. You see, it was not uncommon for slave owners to sleep with or rape their enslaved. One excuse for their behavior was for the purpose of increasing their workforce. And there's Teddy Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt often used racial epithets, and he had a deep conviction that white men of European descent were the superior race. He demonstrated this because there was an incident that happened on August 13 in 1906, where the citizens of Brownfield, Texas, alleged that African-American soldiers with the 25th U.S. Infantry at Fort Brown raided their city, resulting in property damage and one death. And without sufficient evidence, Roosevelt aggravated racial tensions by issuing summary discharges, resulting in dishonorable discharges of over 150 Black soldiers over the dispute in Brownfield. And last is Abraham Lincoln. We covered Lincoln in a previous video where we talked about why he really freed the slaves. If you missed it, it was the video on the Emancipation Proclamation that was released on February the 6th, when we discussed how he released some of the enslaved as a military war strategy. He also was one who felt that the white race was superior. Before we wrap up today, I want to make sure you don't miss this opportunity. The stories we've covered are just the beginning. At unlockingblackhistory.com, you can dive deeper with our free community, exclusive content, and a workbook designed to help you reflect and grow. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next chapter. I'll see you at the next video.